There are two paths to recovery in an asbestos case. We've been talking about the bankruptcy trust, and certainly those are a very important, very significant path. Less proof is required, quicker payouts, but there's also the litigation path where we litigate cases against viable solvent defendants that can pay. These companies either have insurance or they're self-insured or they're still in business. There's a variety of different possible scenarios. So we file a lawsuit against them, we sue them, we serve them, we do discovery, we litigate. It's just like court cases that you see on television. In order to have a good case, it's highly likely that the plaintiff or someone who worked with the plaintiff will have to be deposed. But this is more of a court case. So you have a court case and you have bankruptcy trust claims, and you have them working side by side, maybe at the same time, maybe one after the other. But the point is, you're trying to get as much compensation as you can from both. Let's just pretend that Dad was in the Navy. He was diagnosed with mesothelioma at approximately age 75. His Navy service was 50 years earlier, and we want to get you the most compensation possible. Navy is known for having a lot of asbestos, unfortunately. Many sailors have contracted mesothelioma and lung cancer. So what we do in that case is we're going to sue the viable litigation defendants that, in this example, Dad was exposed to, but we're also going to apply to all of the different bankruptcy trusts that will compensate him for his ship, for the shipyards he was in, perhaps where he went to basic training, and so on and so forth. And there will be different trusts at different job sites. There's obviously different asbestos is used in the boiler room of the ship than is used in the barracks back at the base where he trained. So there's a lot of different things going on. That's why you need a competent professional to analyze and investigate all of this for you, and frankly, to try and maximize the compensation that's available to you. MesotheliomaFund is a great resource for getting information on what compensation could be available for you or your loved one if you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer or one of the other cancers like stomach cancer, colon cancer, laryngeal cancer, esophageal cancer. And what I mean by this, you don't know on day one of your diagnosis, or even day 100 of your diagnosis, all of the different sources of asbestos exposure that you've had throughout your lifetime. And one of the things that we deal with in the cases, and that the defendants on the other side deal with in these same cases, is everyone's trying to figure out what is the outer limit of this man or woman's exposure. And it's very, very tricky to figure all that out. And that's why you need to reach out to people who specialize in this litigation. You've got people at MesotheliomaFund who can help provide some guidance, and there are lawyers waiting to take your call to investigate your claim, and we're going to look at it carefully and evaluate all of the different bankruptcy trusts that are potentially available to you or your loved one. And we're also going to take a peek and see if we can figure out who the viable solvent defendants in the case are that we could potentially litigate the case. And we'll obviously discuss all of that with you before we take any steps on your behalf.